like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. The Winged Conqueror and Humanity's Unyielding Spirit. A crimson sky crackled with energy as the colossal ship descended, its wings casting a shadow over the city below, as the streets filled with screams of fear. But one figure stood resolute amidst the chaos, B.N.Rocker. The ship's hull shimmered, revealing a figure clad in red armor, wings unfurled like a bird of prey. His voice boomed across the city. "Humans, I am Etherian, your new ruler. Bow before my superior might or face annihilation." Linda's pulse quickened, but she refused to show any sign of fear. "I've faced worse," she thought, memories of past battles flashing through her mind. She had survived wars, seen comrades fall, and emerged stronger each time. Linda's eyes narrowed as she observed the alien figure. She had seen combat, faced death, and refused to be intimidated by a self-proclaimed god. "I bow to no one," she muttered under her breath, her military instincts kicking in. She reached for her shortwave radio and sent out a distress signal to any remaining military contacts. "We have a situation. Need all hands on deck." The device crackled to life with responses. "Rocker, is that you? We're en route," came the familiar voice of her former squad leader, Captain Harris. As she waited for backup, Linda took stock of her surroundings. The city was in chaos, with people running in every direction. She spotted a group of children huddled together, their eyes wide with fear. She crouched down to their level. "Stay together and head to the shelter. You'll be safe there." The children nodded, and Linda watched as they made their way to safety. She then turned her attention back to Etherian, who was now descending from his ship with a contingent of similarly armored soldiers. Etherian's gaze fixed on Linda. "You dare defy me, human?" He descended gracefully, landing with a thud that shook the ground. Linda smirked. "You rely too much on your tech. Without it, you're just a child, throwing a tantrum." Etherian's eyes flashed with anger. "You will regret those words." He raised his hand and a beam of energy shot toward Linda. She dove to the side, narrowly avoiding the blast, and rolled to her feet, pulling out a grenade from her belt. "Let's see how you fare without your help." The grenade exploded with a high-pitched whine, and Etherian's armor flickered. His wings faltered, and he stumbled. "What have you done?" he roared, struggling to regain his balance. "That's what we call here on Earth a EMP. You bitch." Then Linda charged forward, using her agility and combat training to her advantage. She landed a solid punch on his chest, denting the once impenetrable armor. Technology can fail. True strength comes from within. The crowd watched in stunned silence as Linda faced off against the alien warlord. Etherian snarled, attempting to unleash another energy blast, but his systems were down. Linda didn't give him a chance to recover, launching a series of precise punches, each one chipping away at his pride. With a final, powerful kick, she sent Etherian sprawling to the ground. He lay there, gasping, his red armor cracked and failing. This can't be." Linda stood over him, breathing heavily. "You've underestimated humanity. We don't give up. We don't bow down." Etherian soldiers moved to intervene, but a sudden explosion rocked the area. Captain Harris and his squad arrived, weapons drawn. "Stand down," Harris commanded, and the alien soldiers hesitated, unsure of their next move without their leader's guidance. As the alien soldiers retreated, Linda approached Harris. "You always did know how to make an entrance, Harris." Harris grinned. "Couldn't let you have all the fun, Rocker." Harris nodded, then turned serious. "We've secured the perimeter, but we need to figure out what to do with him," he said, gesturing to Etherian. Linda knelt beside the fallen warlord. "Return to your people and tell them Earth is not for the taking. We will always fight back." The battle was over, but the city lay in ruins. Linda and Harris walked through the streets, surveying the damage. "It's going to take a long time to rebuild," Harris said, his voice heavy with concern. "We've faced worse," Linda replied, "and we'll come out stronger. We always do." They stopped by a makeshift medical tent where injured civilians and soldiers were being treated. Linda offered words of encouragement to those who had fought bravely. "You did good today. Remember, we fight for each other." As night fell, Linda found herself on the rooftop of a half-destroyed building, looking up at the stars. The weight of the day's events pressed down on her. but she stood tall. "Let them come," she whispered. "We'll be ready." In a distant galaxy, Ethereum's ship limped back to his homeworld. He stood before his council, battered and humbled. "Earth is more formidable than we anticipated. Their spirit is indomitable." The council murmured among themselves, and Ethereum knew that while this was a setback, the eyes of the universe were now on Earth. The council was outraged by Ethereum's failure and banished him to the desert moon of Dados, a wretched place if there ever was one. Stripped of his former glory, Ethereum found himself among the dunes and scorching heat, a stark contrast to his once majestic ship. As he brooded over his defeat, the council ordered the preparation of the galactic fleet, intent on launching a full-scale invasion of Earth. The meticulous preparations began immediately, with ships being loaded for the impending assault. The council, seething with anger, could not fathom how the humans dared to defy his command. "How dare they not yield and join the Empire?" he declared, his voice echoing through the council's chambers. Their defeat had become a vendetta, fueling the fire of their desire for retribution. The council's decision to escalate the conflict signaled their unwavering determination to bring Earth to its knees, viewing humanity's defiance as an affront to their authority that could not go unpunished. The stage was set for an epic clash between the unyielding spirit of humanity and the might of the galactic empire. Back on Earth, Linda prepared for whatever came next. She knew that as long as there were threats, there would be those who stood against them, and she would be at the forefront, unyielding and ready to fight. The days that followed were filled with rebuilding and fortifying. Linda worked tirelessly, coordinating with local leaders and military personnel to ensure that the city would be ready for any future threats. She trained new recruits, sharing her knowledge and experience. One evening, as she walked through the training grounds, she overheard a group of young soldiers talking. "Did you see how she took down that alien? She's a legend," one of them said. Linda approached them, a smile on her face. "A legend, huh? Well, legends are just people who refuse to give up. Remember that. I was only triumphant because I stood on the shoulders of giants, my friends." The soldiers nodded, with their eyes filled with determination. Linda knew that they would be ready when the time came. As the weeks turned into months, the city began to heal. Life returned to a semblance of normalcy, but the memory of Ethereum's invasion remained fresh in everyone's minds. It served as a reminder of the strength and resilience of humanity. Linda stood at the edge of the city, looking out at the horizon. She knew that there would always be challenges, but she was confident in the spirit of her people. "We'll face whatever comes our way," she said softly, "and we'll do it together." With that, she turned and walked back into the heart of the city, ready to lead, ready to fight, and ready to protect the world she loved. This is not goodbye, nor the end. Until the story continues, my friends. B.N.Rocker.